With the 4 fangs and 2 keys in hand, the light warriors were finally able to make their way to Silk's tower, located beyond the 8 statues and Ancient's labyrinth. Within the labyrinth, they finally found and liberated the Earth Crystal, and received the blessing of the final crystal. From there, they ventured through the Ancient's labyrinth, and arrived at the base of Silk's tower as the adventure continues.
Now we are at the Silk's tower. We step forward. There are so many paths. We look ahead, down this corridor of water that shimmers in the crystal light. And we step through the door into this boxed room. We approach. We cannot go up. We press the A button. I am the door to the Forbidden Land Eureka, where the forbidden weapons are sealed. An invisible wall blocks the path. Dorga, Un, your sacrifice will not have been in vain. The power of our battle crafted this Eureka key to shatter the barrier that stands in our way. The Eureka key is no more. Let's put a hell claw in its place. I don't know why I found that funny. And then step forth to the mirror. The crystal mirror that will transport us into the realm of Eureka. The essential basement of the crystal tower. The forbidden land, Eureka. Let us advance. This way. Hello. Horses, Sleipnirs. More 6-legged horses. Why can't we just fight normal horses? Why do they always have to have 6 legs? Alright, here's our usual plan. Just stick to what we know works. Lamia harp. Switch position. Switch position. Go back. Get your shields. Then switch position. And then you try to paralyze that horse. Advance. Fall back. Ah, poison. Aha, I resisted the poison. Paralyzed. Confused. Oh, that one's pissed. Cheer. Fight. And now whip out your swords. Drop the shields, just drop them on the floor, and then as you charge forth, whipping out your swords, and then strike down the Sleipnir that can still defend itself, as that one just bashes its head repeatedly in a confused state to get into the wall until its neck just snaps from the force. Cheering frog! Just cheer. Can't do much else as you are. And then we finish off this last one. I don't have any Maiden's Kisses. Fortunately, Azure has the Toad spell. Let's cast a couple cures. I don't want to cast all my cures because I might need the Pure spell. I could also give Pure and Toad to Gatai if things come down to that. Get your Crystal Shield back. And advance. Marching forth. Treasures. Hello, forbidden treasures. God's Rage. Bomb our arm. Hot garbage. Hello. There are many of you. We can handle many. We just need to debilitate some while slaying the rest. Confused. Azure takes a hit. Gaudia charges forth, fails to paralyze. Gatai takes a hit. And then Azure and Gatai gang up on that one Abai to slay it. Alright, sort of similar strat. Daryl confused that one. Azure, Gatai, and then Gaudia summon forth the wind maybe. Assuming the wind is still what we do in this place. Oh, that was a weak arrow. But don't worry, Gatai's got your back. And now they're both confused. Terrain! Fail! Now to finish this. Cheer! Because why not? And then you can defend. Gatai, while they are helpless, finish them off with the might of 2 blades. Attack! And then you can attack that one. Why not? Paralyzed. And then he sees the opening of the paralyzed friend and kills, and then Gatai kills. For over 2,000 damage. I think that might be, well, no, that's not the first time we've done 2,000. But we've done 2,000 in the Cave of Darkness, but I feel like that doesn't really count. Because when you're going through there with Mystic Knights, you're gonna be doing massive damage. But I think that's the first time we've done over 2,000 damage outside of those very specific conditions. And then we continue on. Hello. Good sirs. Lamia on you. And then just everybody else beat the shit out of that one. Okay, that was nice and easy. Why can't more battles go that smoothly? Because then the adventure would be boring, that's why. Continue the march into Eureka. Hello, doors. This battle again. Gadia, skill up. Ooh, Treji. Bomb our arm. Great. Ooh, Treji. I think it's over here? To get to that? Yes. Hello. How's my experience points looking? I've still got a ways to go. Found ribbon. A monster appeared. Hello, ninja. I am going to sing at you and shoot you with arrows and dice you up with mighty swords that are probably better than your sword because I have 2 while you only have 1. And then God, he will summon forth the elements for jack shit. At least he tried. Blind. That's dumb. God, you just attack. Ow. Your powers over the elements have become rather underwhelming. This guy just won't go down. Keep at it, though. Soon he will run out of hit points, as all things do. This guy's, not only does he use blind, but he's also just so evasive. Okay, he's paralyzed, but he's probably not gonna stay paralyzed. Dang it. He's gotta be low on hit points. That's why I don't want Azure to spend another arrow, but it's just not happening. How does being blind affect using a harp? It's not like you're directly hitting him with the harp, you're just playing music and the music is having some sort of effect on them. Even if you can't see, the sound waves would be going in all directions. This thing isn't dying. There we go. That doesn't bode well. Because as we get deeper into this place, those guys are eventually going to become the standard enemies that we'll be fighting. Use an eye drop. I did buy a few eye drops before coming in here. I probably also should have bought antidotes and everything else as well. But I didn't remember status effects really being a problem in this place. Anyway, somebody needs that ribbon. No room! I have so much junk. This is garbage. The God's Rage is garbage. Duh, the turtle shells. Not particularly useful, but it's also not bad. The Lilith Kiss is garbage. Well, hang on. How much does that agility help me? It's not even just that my inventory is full for getting stuff. It's also that now, with my inventory so full, I can't really switch jobs if I need to do stuff. Hello. Can I really even swap to my shields because of my inventory? Just switch to one, and then try to paralyze that guy. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, one's paralyzed, two are confused. Paralyze that one. Let's try to fix this. And then Gatai. We need you to get the other one, the remaining one, just out of here. Okay. Cheer. Fight. Fight. Back up. Okay, that was a battle. We're getting close to leveling. I would love to have inventory space, but I also don't want to trash all this stuff because the money could be useful to sell it for upcoming stuff. But you know what? I feel like... Let's see. Use these potions! And now let's advance. I actually want to go this way first. Hello. North Wind is trash, God's Rage, Phoenix down. I'm just gonna drop the North Wind and God's Rage right now. We're well past the point of those kinds of attack items being worthwhile. Oh no, my formation is all screwy. Oh no! That's a problem. Okay, so confuse, swap, equip your crystal shield, and then advance. And you, I don't even know if you can terrain as a frog, but terrain! Oh, you can, okay. So you being a frog isn't too bad. Alright, one's confused, let's try to confuse the other one. You just defend for the time being. Attack that guy, and terrain. Skill up. Use up our potions to make inventory space. Still not quite there, but we've still got probably another battle. Hello, you guys are not a threat at least. Just gotta switch harps, and then go for it. Fire, music. Yeah, double Kiku. Just to make sure you take that guy out. Ugh, so much damage. But we can take it. Oh, dodge. So little damage. We can also take that. Not enough room to even unequip one person. At least unless I drop crap like the stupid Great Axe. And, the Feather Hat. I don't need the Feather Hat anymore. And then you can become a Karateka for the time being. And equip the Chakra Hat. As well as the Power Ring. And I just don't have the inventory space to swap anybody else. And I wouldn't really want to swap Azure or Gatai quite yet anyway, because I want to use their magic points first. Okay. Ow. Great. That's fantastic. Really need that Lamia harp here. Confuse you. Shoot you. I need you to have double swords so you can just start taking these things out, and then Gadia, go hide in the back. Ugh! I know it hurts to be struck without your shield. but it's what we need right now. Haha! Azure is wearing the ribbon, protecting him from poison. Confused. Now confuse that one. You defend. You... The bottom one is injured, or the bottom front one is injured, so unequip one Kiku. One Kiku will be enough. So they'll have your shield at the ready. Oh, your shield didn't matter, because he attacked the other guy, but defending did matter. And then that happens. Ah! I couldn't get the confuse off in time. Alright, there we go. And now, next round, cheer, defend, attack the weakened one, defend, because you're useless. Aha! They can also become frog. Found a high potion, Daryl skill up, Daryl level up, Azure level up, Gatai skill up, Gatai level up, Gadia level up. Okay. Let's fix that, and now get you back to Geomancer. B3F. We still have such a long way to go in this place. Sing at that one. And everybody else, go for the bottom one. Well, everybody else that can really control who they're targeting. Against the Haukas. Ow. Waha! Oh no, the confusion didn't work. Go for raw offense. It is the only way. We did it. This way. Shuriken, okay, that doesn't help me right now. I would have rather not got that yet, so I could keep more inventory space open. Likewise, I will be back for that treasure up there. Because I'm gonna have to walk all the way back through all of this once we're done. Getting through this place is only half the dungeon, then the other half is having to walk all the way back out. Even if you don't want to walk out, you don't have a choice because the exit spell doesn't work here. A Phoenix down. Okay, that's a thing that I welcome because it doesn't fill my inventory more. More of these guys. I can't keep fighting you. Eventually I'll run out of toad spells to fix all your crap. Okay, there goes all my damage. Big hit on Azure. Not a big hit on Gadia. Gadia's fine. Paralyzer! Okay, they're all paralyzed. Cast Toad on Gatai, fix him. Eye drop. And now cheer, defend. And I'll just start wrecking them while they're paralyzed. The dumb thing is, even if I attacked with Azure, even though he's a frog and he can't use his weapons, I believe it would still cost him arrows to attack. Nobody else's offense is really important here. Just have everybody... We'll have Azure and Gadia defend. Have Daryl cheer to strengthen Gatai, which isn't necessary, but just as insurance. One of them is healed of their paralysis, and unfortunately, I can't tell which. So we just gotta hope for the best. Oh, we chose poorly, and Gadia got kicked for it. Let's go for the finish. Let's support with the Lamia Harp and Earth Bell, because that might intercept it being able to attack us back in the time it'll take Gatai to get his turn. More money, more experience, more skill. Azure, heal your toadness. And now we want to... I still have 2 potions. I forgot to get rid of those. Oh well. I was going to dump them before. Those 2 potions was one of the things I was going to drop to make more space, but that's okay. Okay, that opens up a little more space. How are your arrows looking? You have 2 left. Let's just take it. Let's just fix that right now. Before F. Before F, there was E. Confuse that guy. Shoot. Toss on your crystal shield because you and Azure together should be enough. So no point in leaving Gatai vulnerable. Solid hit on that one, and then confuse it? No. That's okay. Ah! He was angered. He was not confused, he was just made angry. He knew Daryl was trying to charm him with his magic, but he was not gonna have any of it. So instead, he just attacked. Skill up, skill up. We become stronger. Oh no, skulls. How foreboding. And an altar. And a thing. Hello, thing, that I haven't talked to yet because I want to heal first. But hello. The full moon chakram with the power of darkness. Let's see if you can defeat me. Oh, the chakram talked to us. It is protected by this guy, Ammon. He looks familiar. He is the same sprite as Hein. And that is the game's way of hinting that he has the same wall change mechanics. I believe he's a little bit more susceptible to basic attacks though, so it's not as ridiculous trying to hit him with weapons. Which is good because that's kind of what we're going to be relying on. Mostly Gatai doing damage. Yeah, see, we can actually hit this guy. But he has the same mechanic as Hein, where he does that. Oh, that was a pathetic hit. Daryl's just gonna keep cheering. Azure and Gatai are gonna keep attacking. Gotti is gonna attack until he wall changes. Then I'll try terrain again. Because currently wind is healing him. Oh, good miss. And just keep cheering. His evasiveness means Daryl's attacks probably won't do much damage anyway. I'd rather just keep boosting Gatai and Azure. Wall change, oh no! But now, are you weak to the wind? Have you actually made yourself more vulnerable to our power? Let's find out! No! It still heals you! Great. Ah, fire! That actually did a lot of damage. But we are not worried. We have plenty of endurance left. Oh no, more fire unless he keeps doing it. Then it will become a problem. Okay, I think we've cheered enough. Start fighting as well. But see, look at that. I feel like the damage boost from cheer is so imperceivable that... How is it that that's advantageous if you're only maybe doing a few more points of damage per turn, when you could instead just be attacking with your bard and probably doing a good 200 or 300 damage per round from those basic attacks that you're not doing because you're cheering instead? I don't know. Okay, we got the chakram thingy, which I'm pretty sure the Mystic Knight can use. I want to directly compare it to a single Kiku. Attack 43. And attack 178. But it can also be used from the back row, meaning we can now Crystal Shield and then protect him by putting him in the back. And he'll do just as much damage. And now we have everybody in the back row super protected, and with all that heavy armor and stuff, Gatai should be much more tanky now from the back. Confusion hasn't really been particularly successful against these guys, so I'm just gonna beat the crap out of them. No, don't defend! Ah, lightning! Cha! Ah, more lightning! That was very painful. I haven't seen them do that yet. And that's all they're doing now. But that's okay, we can still win. We can outspeed them even with their might. For our might is just that much greater. I like how we have a full team in the back row now, and the very first thing that happens after that is achieved is I fight these things that just start attacking us exclusively with magic. And magic and the rows don't matter when dealing with magic. I don't remember if there's anything to the left or right here. Hello, Acheron. Can I confuse you? Will you be susceptible to the charming whimsy of my tune? While your friend gets slaughtered. Hacha! Arrow! He just he shouts arrow every time. He's just like, he pulls back his bow and he's just like, arrow! As he releases it. Haha, you can be confused, but it doesn't matter, because now we're just gonna finish you off. Your confusion is cured, but for how long? That long, about 10 seconds, before your life was snuffed from existence. Daryl, skill up! Gatai, skill up! Yay, that's nothing. That's nothing, okay. Okay, we're still decently far from leveling. Let us proceed this way. Ah, sword! I potion you. Let's cast some cures. Let's cast some more cures. Hello. The Dark Sword, Masamune. If you can defeat me, I shall be yours. Oh no, the sword attacks and becomes a kunoichi. Cheer. Fight. Fight. Terrain. Same strat as always. Arrow right to the gut. Full moon across her face. Terrain. The wind slashes at her from all directions. And then I cheer. Two of us have become paralyzed. It's up to Azure and Gatai now. Their equipment perhaps giving them resistance to the Kunoichi's mind blast. Throw! Arrow! It will take more than your charm to defeat us, wench. And then she's like, okay, and then she slashes at Azure. Azure's like, ah! And then Gaudia forces himself back to his feet, seeing his friends in danger, knowing that they need his assistance. He summons the will to keep fighting. 666 damage. Good job. All that willpower to step up, and that's all he could muster, and then he just fell back down to his knees. Ashamed. It wasn't even the mind blast that paralyzed him, it was the pure, utter shame of the ineffectualness of his attack. And then she does that again, and it accomplishes nothing. Because Azure and Gatai have resistances from their equipment, I guess. I know Azure has the ribbon, so that's probably protecting him. And then Gatai, one of his pieces of armor is probably resisting paralysis. Obtained, Masamune! Now, we can give Gatai his other ultimate weapon, bringing his attack up to, from 180, up to agility, vitality, all up. Whatcha, 356. There we go. And 12 hits with the 2 weapons. And now he goes right back to the front row because Screw's sitting in the back row with a shield when he has that much might at his disposal. Hello, fools. You are no longer of any consequence to us. Nevertheless, we shall utilize tactics. Because we have tactics available to us. Ow. Behold the ow. Behold the might of our might. There we go. Now Gatai can just one-shot these guys. Ow. Sing! Fight! Fight! Terrain! As your skill up. Becoming a more skilled archer. Cure people. And what is this way, perhaps? A treasure. A guarded treasure? It looks suspicious for sure. Come to me, treasure. A phoenix down. I guess that's special enough to have its own altar. Oh no, another one of these losers. Cheer, defend, fight, fight. Maybe paralyze him to stop him from doing anything. And then, as he's paralyzed, Gatai rushes forward, throws the full moon ahead as he charges. The enemy struck by the full moon and distracted by it slashing at him doesn't see Gatai coming in for the kill with his sword, tailing just behind the projectile. With mighty swiftness not inhibited by his armor for some reason. Ow! And then he remembers, oh shit, I don't have a shield anymore. So certain enemies can now kick my ass if they actually get the opportunity to attack. It can be very painful. Especially these giant dragon serpent things. But they are much weaker than they look. Skill up. And tragedy, another phoenix down. Getting us stocked up on stuff we might need. This way. All we really need is Gatai to just get off and kill. Battles are so much more efficient, but so much less interesting when you can just kill things in one hit. It's sort of a double-edged blade. On one hand, you make quicker progress and more efficient progress, but on the other hand, the game becomes less interesting because you're no longer having to do anything but hit the A button and win. I would rather the battles last longer and be more interesting than just kill things super quickly. Hello, stuff. We will be attending to you in a moment. But first, I have to defeat this thing. Cheer! Arrow! Swords and stuff! Terrain! Once upon a time, the ninja was a mighty foe that took us forever to defeat. But now Gatai, with these 2 new mythical weapons, is so much mightier. He's just like, wah! Doing about 1,000 more damage than he was before. That'll make this fight go much quicker than it had in the past, when we fought one of these guys earlier protecting something. I think it was the ribbon. He's angered. He can see our one guy who can do damage and knows what must be done. In order for him to survive, Gatai must be slain. But Cure Magic protects him, sealing his wounds so that Gatai can cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha and not kill him in an anticlimactic failure. But then I come in and like, doodly and finish the job. And then I'm like, yeah, I did it. And then we all do a little jig. We step forth, ignoring those things for a second, because there's healing up here. Revivification, that was not the one we need. This is the one. And there's also stuff. Hello. And then this person sells the level 8 black and white magic. And then you, Bahamut, Leviathan, Odin. If you have these three as allies, they will grant you summon magic. Yes, we have one of them. And if you have all three of them and then talk to this person, he will then sell them to you. So you can get more copies of them if you need. But you, I have stuff to sell to you. I don't need the Genji stuff anymore. Well, I kind of do. Yes, but no. I shouldn't have sold those yet. But whatever. What's done is done. At least I still have the Genji helmet. But I do want to sell the break sword, the holy spear. And I don't need the Kikus anymore. I don't need the Hellclaw. I'll keep the ultimate staff for the moment. There we go. How's my experience looking? There's more important things to worry about first. We are healed up and we are ready to venture forth. Back down here. Into this. Hello. If you can withstand my power, I shall give you the jobs of Ninja and Sage. More jobs? Scylla! I made this woman sound quite manly. This multi-headed wolf lady with staff. And maybe multiple legs? It's kind of, the leg situation looks kind of weird. But lots of heads for sure. Now then, cheer. Let us just do our usual thing. How many arrows do you have? You have one arrow. Shoot it. Fire your one remaining arrow. Gatai, just get in there and wreck stuff. Same with you, Gadia. Ka-chunk! Terrain! Kaja! Cheer! Yay! Ugh, flare mat! Oh, jeez!
That's a lot of damage!
High potion. Cure 2. Attack! And high potion. High potion! Ugh, Katai, take it! You're our one guy who can do damage. We can't lose you. Cha! Cha-cha-cha-cha! Good crits! Okay, now, cheer! Magic! Cure 2! Magic! Cure 2! Get yourself healed up! And Gadia! Summon forth the terrain's might! Keep Gatai up! Cheer us on! So that Gatai can do more damage next turn! That was shit. I think we're at the point, ow! Oh no, Azure! I think we're at the point where the Geomancer's kind of fallen off. So what we're gonna do is, Daryl, cheer! Gatai, attack! Gadia, since you're kind of useless right now, just use a Phoenix down on Azure, get him back up. We might still need his damage and healing. Flare! Ugh! She saw what we were doing, so she tried to intercept, but Gadia resisted. It's magic and Phoenix down Azure. Azure will be in death range no matter what we do though, so instead, you fight. And Azure, you're screwed anyway if you're attacked, so just help protect Gadia as Gadia also chugs a potion. At least Gadia can be brought back to sufficient health with some healing. Gets off the cure. I play deadly music. Gatai just continues attacking Scylla, tossing his weapon and slashing at her as efficiently as he can. Potion. Cheer again. Just get Gatai as strong as possible while the rest of the party holds out with items. We did it! Azure is dead. But we did it. Skill up. Kadoosh obtained Eldest Staff and gained the jobs of Ninja, who can use every weapon, and Sage, who can use every magic. We have obtained the ultimate job classes, which we shall be utilizing to a certain degree. The most efficient way to do the end of this game is to just have 2 ninjas and 2 sages, or maybe 1 ninja and 3 sages. I'm not going to do that because that's boring as hell, but I am going to be using those job classes because they're kind of mandatory for the end, unless you just want to grind that to hell and back. Especially because once you get these jobs, all the other jobs pretty much become obsolete. The Sage and Ninja are just better than everybody. That said, we are saying goodbye to the Bard, as Bard will now become... That's expensive. I wonder, hang on. Oh, that's not so bad. And then the Geomancer, the useless Geomancer. Those are the jobs we are saying goodbye. The Geomancer, Black Wizard, Geomancer, I think those are the same. No, Black Wizard is cheaper. Save capacity as Gaudia becomes our Sage. And Daryl. Monk? Yes, that's much cheaper. Becomes our Ninja. And if I'd held on to that Genji equipment, I could have given him that stuff. Instead, I have to settle for other things. The Genji helmet, at least. Because he can equip every armor and weapon in the game. As for weapons, for the moment, just go with the 2 defenders. And for armor, Bard. Because I sold the Genji armor. And Protect Ring. And Gaudia! Take the Eldest Staff, Intellect up 5, Intellect, Spirit up 5, Fire, Ice, Bolt Power, all enhanced. And also take the Ultimate Rod in your other hand. And then for other stuff, you have Feather Hat. And the Protect Ring. But now he has all this stuff that he doesn't really have much of. But other people are carrying magic. So we could take some magic from them and pass them to Gaudia as we see fit. Okay, there we go. He's got magic now. Not exciting magic. He's definitely missing some stuff. But this will be enough to get us out of this cave at least. And then once we're back to the surface, then we will focus on buying him stuff. Also, do I want any of these? Life 2. And Flare, Death, Meteor. Well, so many of these are worthless. Though, because because level 8 summon is Bahamut, and on a Sage, that's just better than pretty much all this stuff. Whirlwind. Flare, Meteor, and Holy are definitely not worth it. Those are all completely useless on a Sage. Life 2 is very helpful, though. But I'll eventually be getting Bahamut for damage with level 8 magic. And now this stuff. Elixir. Elixir. Shuriken. Shuriken. The Shurikens are basically the ultimate weapon in this game. And therefore the ninja. But they use ammo like the arrows. So we need to use them conservatively. I have some more things to sell. You know what? I sell the Bard shirt. Feather hat. I don't need the bells anymore or the Loki harp. The Lamia harp could be fun to keep. So I could have Daryl equip it to confuse enemies if I need to, but the ninja's so strong that I don't think we really need that. And I don't think I really need the power ring either. There's other stuff I'd rather have equipped. And now, buy! See, I know you can find more crystal stuff later in this dungeon, but I believe it's quite a bit later. And I would like to have the crystal stuff in the meantime, I think? And that's why I would have liked to keep the Genji stuff, because then I could just have the Genji stuff until I find that crystal stuff. Screw it. I'm not gonna buy the crystal shield, though, because I don't see him using a shield too often. So the Genji shield will suffice for that. So get all the crystal stuff on him. Sell the Gaia shirt. I want to keep the protect ring still, though, just so I have the option. I'll sell the Genji shield as well, and the Genji hat, and then spend the rest of my money on shurikens. So I have 16 shurikens. That's adequate. That'll probably be enough, more than enough. And we'll find more as we go as well. We used up a lot of capacity to do that, though. But here we go. This is our final party. We've finally achieved it. This is what will be for the rest of the journey. Let us be sage for now. But now we have to make our way back out. And there are definitely paths I didn't go yet. How's the sage's vitality? 45, that's pretty good. That's with the protect ring. As opposed to your 39. Also with protect ring. And then you have 32. But you don't have any boosting. Oh wait, no, the Masamune boosts it. As does, well, not the full moon, but you also can equip the crystal shield to further boost your vitality. And then you have got that stuff. The two defenders, and you already have high vitality. The ninja's vitality, I believe, is the same as the Viking and the Karateka, which also means that I won't have to worry about swapping his job anymore for getting more stuff. So he's good now, and that'll save me on capacity points going forward if I need to swap jobs again. I am the ultimate sword, Ragnarok. It's still too early for you to use me, so I will kill you. Yes. Hello, good sir. Let us do battle. Fight. You have arrows, right? No, you don't. Arrows would be good in this situation. Attack. And then you will just attack as well. And now we have magic to wield. Like, Fire 3. Chop, 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 chop. So much damage to most of our party. It didn't do jack shit to Azure for some reason. I'm okay with that. Arrows. Let them fly. Fire 3. Whoosh. That was good damage. Let's keep it up. Cure 2. And then support the Cure 2 Gaudia with Cure 4. Gaudia can suddenly do so much more stuff. Ow! Chop, 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 chop! Whoa! That was not super efficient. Azure's not taking much damage for some reason. He probably has something that's giving him some sort of resistance. Cure 2 Gaudia. No. Cure 2 Daryl. And Gaudia, Cure 4 yourself. There we go, back to full. Cure 4 on one target just instantly full heals the character. Skill up. I'll lend my help to your light. Take me in your hands. Obtain the Ragnarok sword. Which is from 218. Strength up, agility up, vitality up. To 305 is just better than the defender. Because I also get the vitality. And now let's go back and heal. We must now leave this place. Climb back out from the depths of Eureka. And then we have some things to do. Mainly we have to update Gaudia's magic. With not only going to some towns to purchase some spells that we have not purchased because we never needed them, but also just to do a couple side quests because like we were told, we still have to meet Leviathan and Bahamut to acquire their summons, granting us the ultimate magic power. And then we will return and go up the tower instead of down to finally confront Zand and bring an end to this madness. We can really skip most of this because it's just us going back through what we've already seen unless anything interesting happens, which it will because we do have some more stuff to actually find as we take routes we didn't take before. So there's still some stuff. Gatai. Undo that stuff for a second. Let us give you more hit points tonight. And then to Fighter. And finally, Karateka. Chakra Hat. Protect Ring. Azure probably won't gain a level yet. And our ninja doesn't need to worry about it. Gaudi is kind of close, but becoming jobs from the Sage is so expensive. It costs 20 just to go back to Geomancer, and 80 to become a Karateka. I don't have the capacity to help him. Fortunately, his vitality is solid, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem going forward, hopefully. There, level up, Gatai level up. Perfect! And now Gatai can go back to his thing. Back to Night. Which then goes to Fighter. And then Mystic Knight for free. Okay, he can get back from Karateka without having to spend anything now. Full Moon. Masamune. And then all the crystal stuff. It's your turn to change jobs. Jumping just straight to the Karateka. You don't really have a chain of jobs that allows you to become anything more efficient. Or reach Karateka or Viking more efficiently. So you just go straight to it. And now we go this way. This path we did not follow before. To a sword as we get attacked by this ninja that was guarding the sword. I forgot to put Azure up front, but that's okay. This thing is hardly a challenge anyway. These ninjas are no longer worthy of our presence. Good thing Azure stayed back because he just got slashed. Then he missed. Defeat the ninja! Azure did it! He wasn't the one who was supposed to do it, but he did it. Gaudia skill up. Gaudia level up. Azure didn't gain his level, damn it. But now Gaudia can cure, and he has so many cure spells because the Sage, in addition to having access to all magic, also has a ridiculous amount of magic points. And now, the Holy Sword Excalibur. Can you withstand my light? I don't know. Let us withstand the General's light. Attack! Beat him up. And then you, fire 3. We will withstand your light and claim your sword as we have all of the other sealed forbidden weapons. Fireball! Thank you for not attacking Azure. That's the one thing I don't want happening in this fight. Other stuff can happen. Do other things, just don't attack Azure, please. He has nothing equipped. Oh no! He heard me requesting that aloud. I wasn't just talking as myself. That was my character requesting it. And he's like, oh, really? Mwahaha! Behold my light! And then he just attacked Azure specifically. And I was like, oh, how did he realize our team's one weakness? And then everybody looked at me like I was some kind of dumbass. Almost like I was worthy of ranting about in some mysterious journal. Azure, level up. Lee obtained Excalibur. And now, Daryl has an even other mighty weapon. 305 to... Strength up. 372. And those are basically, I believe, his best the ninja's best weapons outside of shurikens. To give an example, if we remove all that stuff, our attack would go from 372 up to 428. But we're not wasting our shurikens yet. Strength 5 up. Strength up, agility up, vitality up. We're not using our frickin' shurikens yet. We're definitely saving those for later. And now you go back to Hunter. Now that I have a Sage, I'd rather the Sage have the ribbon, especially for the sake of protecting against status effects and such. Let us continue. And just kind of jump there if nothing. Oh no, Azure's in the wrong spot. Quick, flee back while everybody else covers you. And Gadia, protect us with cure magic. Alright, we surprised him, so there was no true danger. But we pretended like there was danger. It was all a bit, you see. Oh no, danger! He just took out half of Gatai's health in one blow. Azure skill up, Gadia skill up. Ah, the treasure we passed before. It is an elixir. You know, I didn't care too much about passing it because I'm like, it'll probably just take up inventory space if I grab it anyway. It didn't take up any inventory space. It just got added to my elixir stack. Inventories in video games are weird like that. If you have one potion, you can have 98 other potions. But this glove that you found? No, 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 there's no room for that. Regardless of whatever range of those potions you're actually within. Azure's a frog. And he doesn't have magic points. Quick! Item the toad spell. Item the mini spell while we're at it. At least for now. And give to Gadia so he can fix this. Toad! Mini! Can't carry. And now we go down here! Another path we skipped before because I already knew it was the wrong way. So I just was like, I just want to get to the end of this first because then I know I'll be able to unload some stuff and free up some space for all this other things that we would find along the way. I knew that shop was coming up and I would have stuff to sell, basically. So I wanted to try and keep some inventory space open along the way by grabbing fewer chests, especially since I knew I would be coming back up this path just to get out of here. So I knew I could save some of the treasures for then, such as this one, which I think is just a shuriken? Yeah, it's a shuriken. Skills up, Viking. Get yourself some hit points. Equip the crystal shield for more hit points. And the protect ring for more hit points. You don't have a weapon though, but you can equip the ribbon for a little bit more protection. Knight, fighter, yeah, I can still afford that. The main concern again is just making sure that I have the capacity not just to switch jobs, but to afford getting back to my other jobs when I'm done. And Ragnarok was the one that boosts vitality, right? Yes. So unequip the Excalibur. Masamune also boosts vitality, I believe. Yes, so you equip those. I think all of my protect rings are taken up, yes, but you are still a ways from leveling. So you know what? Take your Protect Ring. Give Daryl the Protect Ring. Get more buffness. Vitality 68. And then we've got 63. And 63. Because we just don't have as much equipment for them. We only have 2 equipments for them to get more hit points. Rather than, unless... No, I didn't buy the extra crystal shield. Otherwise I could have given Gadia a second crystal shield to get more hit points. I didn't think about that. Oh well, it's fine. I'd rather have the extra shuriken that I could afford thanks to not buying that shield. And Gadia can just stay in the back just because he doesn't have a weapon. Daryl level up. Gatai level up. I just realized I sacrificed all my healing magic to switch Gadia's job. I should have healed before doing that. You need to get back to Sage from Black Wizard. So Azure's the one getting the short end of the stick with this level. Wait, Daryl level up. Gatai level up.
Gatai level up. Gatai.
I just realized Gadia hadn't leveled up yet. This way, Treasures. The Treasures will make me feel better. Hello. So I literally sacrificed Gadia's magic points for nothing. Because I switched back thinking he had leveled up when he hadn't leveled up yet. So now I have to get back out of this place without magic points to heal or use magic. And I have nothing to show for it. That's what commentating can do. That's what can happen when your attention is divided instead of just focusing on the game. Azure level up, Gatai skill up, Gadia level up. At least everybody's over 1,000. But now I have to rely solely on my 38 high potions. But it's okay. Worst case scenario, I get in such a bind that I use an elixir to restore Gadia's magic points and I get out of here just fine. So it's not like I'm stuck and screwed and I'm going to get a game over because of that. It's just very unfortunate. Alright, we're almost out. Oh no! One last thing, a Gomori. Whatever that is. Out of our way, fool. We do not have time to waste on such petty cretins. As it survives and then does a ton of damage in return. And there we go. We're outside. Now we just have to make it back to the airship. Which will be not too tough because because the labyrinth is just so much easier than everything in that place. Not to mention we're more well-equipped now, more or less. We can't confuse or mess with things like we used to, but we're just so much stronger that we don't need that.